Nabarose and Ronan also quickly arrived at Rhodolan Fortress. They have already arranged people to wait there. Hello everyone. Everyone must have had a hard time traveling. I am the examiner in charge of this prisoner, and the person who will accompany you too. My name is Karaka. Do you two want to meet the prisoner? Nabarose replied, yes, I will listen to the interrogation on the way. Okay then, please follow me, but Ronan feels like something's not right. It's strange, I didn't expect Rhodolan's Inquisitor to have such a handsome old gentleman. Nabarose sighed softly, to be honest, I didn't believe it either, the first time I met him, everyone said that. But don't look at my face and get confused, you'll find out soon enough. The reason why that old man, called the worst nightmare, Karaka opened the door. Lead the two of them along the prison corridor to Edion and Cyrilla, the cell is right in front, so I'll talk about the main point first. Firstly, it must be said that, as I thought, they came from that place, the Clagia Nebula, they are members of that organization. Nabarose asked again, this is the first time I heard this name. A criminal organization similar to Carabolo, yes, but I think they are much more dangerous, because their identities are extremely mysterious. From the fire that swept through the Nalanda granary, to the explosion at the Eatmen Technical Research Headquarters, who was behind the serious unexplained incidents that occurred last year. I was able to confirm that it was them who did it. After hearing this, Ronan couldn't help but feel scared and evil. I had never heard of this organization in my previous life. In the report I presented the details, Karaka replied again, Ronan couldn't help but ask, the examiner. Do they mention anything like starlight, or about the appearance of stars? After hearing that, Karaka's eyes widened in surprise. This was the first time I heard those words. Ronan kept scratching his face in confusion, trying to say something else to distract them. I just overheard it while chasing those bastards. Karaka nodded slightly. He held the bird-faced hat tightly in his hand and spoke in a cold voice, seemingly related to their purpose. That is, do you know? But Karaka's current appearance. It completely sent chills down Ronan's spine. What is this? Why is he suddenly emitting murderous aura? Karaka quickly put on his hat and replied, I understand. Having said that, he took out a small switch and turned it on. It was so embarrassing. Just the first time we met, I had to let you guys see this scene. It seems like my heart hasn't reached our friends yet. I had to show a little sincerity. As soon as the door opened, Ronan completely couldn't believe his eyes. That is, the guys I met the other day. Why are they like this? Karaka said again, Edion is indeed interesting. He continuously regenerates his body with the unique power of dark magic. Do you know what is the best way to get along with this type of person? It's simpler than you think, just poke and stab until he can't regenerate anymore. Then Karaka picks up a tool with a small red-hot tip. Pressing it straight into Edion's chest, diligently peeling off every piece of his meat with all sincerity, as soon as the words ended, Edion continuously screamed in pain. After that, Karaka seemed extremely happy, showing him off like his masterpiece. Just like that, we became close. That's what I think. Ronan and Nabarose looked at the red-hot iron bar in front of them without saying another word. But I didn't expect that he was still hiding it. You really disappointed me, Edion. Nabarose turned to look at Ronan in confusion, unable to tell. Yes, this sometimes happened to soldiers with secrets on the battlefield. To prevent the enemy from knowing the secret, they will cast a seal on those soldiers. I don't know if these bastards are in that case. Karaka suddenly spoke up in response. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing, the guilt of being betrayed overwhelmed me, making me forget that possibility. You two, please wait a moment. After listening, the two of them just silently watched Karaka leave. I need to go get something. A few minutes passed. The thing Karaka brought immediately made the two of them feel goosebumps. He said it was this. This ugly thing, this is a wonderful eye, it can eat away the curse. When interrogating Brahmins who cannot speak due to curses, this precious item is very useful. Then he quickly brought it in front of Edion. You try it first. Edion felt bad, so he wanted to stop him. Wait for this. But before he could react, that beautiful eye was firmly attached to his face. I will free you soon, so my friend, just eat to your heart's content. Immediately after that, Edion continuously heard miserable screams. After the eyes of the great eye glowed, Karaka asked again, done, I ask you again. The appearance of stars is stars. Edion's eyes quickly became dull. Because the stars are an eternal existence, the only blessing that can save the weak in this land. We always look forward to the day when the stars appear. The stars go far beyond this time and space. Cyrilla was startled when she heard that. Our mission is to destroy everything that stands in our way. Cyrilla couldn't ignore it anymore, so she quickly shouted, no, shut up Edion. Karaka seemed impatient. For an old person like me, that's too long. In short, something is about to fall from the sky, right? What is that? Edion opened his eyes wide and replied. Children of the stars. Ronan suddenly clenched his hands. His face flashed with tension, as if he also realized something. It was a Hayute. He walked straight towards Eduon. Karaka saw that and quickly stopped him. Mr. Ronan. This. Star children, do you mean a Hayute? Eduon widened his eyes and remained silent for a while without saying anything else. Immediately after that, he raised his head and shouted loudly, a Hayute. His eyes became bloodshot, blood continuously flowed out. How can you mention it? That name, as soon as the words left his face changed as if he had been stung by a bee, and his voice could not hide the indignation. Ronan was immediately scared to death at this scene. What was going on? It wasn't until Karaka came and patted him hard on the shoulder that he suddenly realized what was going on. Please step back. He stepped forward and cast the magic circle. Eduon's body immediately became glowing. In just a short time of sniffing, he was crushed into hundreds of pieces by the power inside. Karaka's protection just in time protected the two of them. Fresh blood splattered everywhere. Oh my god. It was truly unexpected, even when the curse was absorbed by the eyes. He still transformed into this form. On the ground only small pieces of black meat were visible, smoking. Is this really what the sealing curse is? Although we have seen this scene often, cases this serious are very rare. It seems they are strictly forbidden from doing two things. One is not to reveal anything about the appearance of stars to people who are not members of the organization, but Cirilla, after hearing such pitiful sounds from Eduon, was scared to the point of trembling. Up and down. Karaka spoke again, and when they mentioned any word related to that person, it would result in an explosion, so this was probably the second taboo. After speaking, he walked over and lightly tapped Ronan's shoulder and asked softly, so now it was my turn to ask, Ronan. Who is a Hayute? If my theory is correct, then this seems to be secret information within the Claudia Nebula, so how come you know such confidential level information? As the examiner of this case, I had to find out more clearly. Could you please answer my question, Ronan? Ronan slowly swallowed his saliva, tried to stay calm, then replied, actually, I don't know much. Because I only heard it by chance, but Karaka continuously expressed doubts at his answer, by chance. That's right, you probably know, I was the first person to discover what happened in Grand Cappadocia. At that time, I overheard a few words they said from afar, that's all. At first I thought it wasn't anything important, so I stayed in one place, but now that I'm here, I have a hunch that it's an important clue. So I think I accidentally became too excited just now. I apologize for interrupting on my own like that. After saying that, he gently removed Karaka's hand from his shoulder. Are you satisfied with this explanation? Karaka still couldn't hide his suspicious eyes. Did he accidentally get the information? But I'm sure he's hiding something within this truth. But is that the reason I feel like this sword isn't pointed towards the Empire? Is it because of those eyes? What was boiling in his eyes was? Is it willpower, guilt or determination, or anger towards those bastards? Nabarose quickly pulled out the sword in his hand, pointed it towards Karaka's neck and coldly warned, you can stop now, Karaka. Don't tell me you're interrogating my disciples right now, right in front of me. Karaka quickly explained, of course not, previous swordsant, I just want to confirm. It's better to be careful. Immediately after that, he bowed his head and apologized to Ronan. I was too rude, Ronan. He saw that and was so confused that he kept scratching his head. Oh, it's okay, luckily we have resolved the misunderstanding. But I couldn't hide the insecurity in my heart. It was too dangerous. If I said the wrong thing, this old man would still plan to torture me. But unfortunately, he lost his eyesight. This kid is harder to catch than most phantom species. Ronan pointed at it and asked in bewilderment, phantom species, is this eye monster that strong? Of course, if you look closely, it's also very cute. Do you want to try touching it? But as soon as he turned to look, he suddenly became afraid. That look. Why has the great eye changed? What's going on? It absorbed the curse, but from whom? It didn't even come close to the Cirilla. Karaka rolled his eyes and looked at Ronan with suspicion. Could it be? Shouldn't I put it on his shoulder for a while to cast a mana shield, even if it's just for that short period of time? Mr. Ronan, what's wrong, Mr. Karaka? Please excuse me for a moment. When Ronan saw him place his eyes on his hand, he immediately showed a disgusted look. Wait, why did you suddenly do that? The eye quickly clung tightly to his hand, then emitted blue light, its eyes widened like an Eduon. Then it immediately exploded. Ronan was so frightened that he couldn't speak. What was going on? Why did it explode on its own? Karaka felt that this was a bit strange, to the point that he couldn't stand it. How could this be possible? Don't be surprised, listen to me, it seems. There's a curse on you, Ronan suddenly asked. What? What did he suddenly say? Karaka nodded slightly. Have you ever felt constrained when performing certain actions? For example, he can't jump high or lift objects made of iron, something that unlike everyone else, he alone can't do. Ronan stood there stunned, as if he had been told something that had hit him right in the heart. Nabarose saw his appearance and immediately recognized it. It seemed like it was there. If you want to hide it, I won't inquire further, anyway I can't solve it. But you should know this, given the power of the curse. I may not know who the cursor is, but his malice towards you is great. After everything was finished, Karaka quickly sent the two of them away. They had worked hard until this late. We'll pay attention to the seal when we further investigate the Cirilla, but since it's already a powerful curse to begin with, it'll take quite a bit of time. Nabarose nodded slightly. Okay, if you find out anything, just let me know. Before they left, Karaka glanced at Ronan as if he wanted to give more advice. Looks like you're thinking about a lot of things, Ronan. Ronan hesitantly replied, yes a little, because I just discovered that the body that has accompanied me since birth has a curse. Karaka continued to reassure him, I understand. But don't worry too much. Aren't you a student at Phileon? What do you mean? As far as I know, she's been there for a while. Magicians are considered the best at curses on this continent. Professor Maya Secret.